time for the best coverage of high school football in the Valley. This is the Best Local Sports Show with Sports Director Blake Arthur, Sports Anchor Bailey Arredondo, and the News Channel 3 Sports Team.
Well, much like our weather this week, the high school football season is heating up. Week 3 was headlined by an all-local cross-league showdown between Coachella Valley and La Quinta. We got extensive highlights and post-game reaction from the winning team. Plus, fill up the tank and load up the bus. Most of our area teams hit the road this week. We're going to go outside the Valley to bring you highlights, scores, and much more. It is week 3 of high school football on the Best Local Sports Show, and it's going down right now.
You're watching high school football, the Best Local Sports Show.
We're the La Quinta Chain Gang,
and you're watching football
on the Best Local Sports Show.
Go Blackhawks!
Yeah!
Hey, you're watching the Best Local Sports Show with Blake Arthur.
Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? You're part of me. I'm part of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome into the Best Local Sports Show. I'm Sports Director Blake Arthur. Bailey Arredondo is off this week, but rest assured he will be back for week 4. But we're talking week 3 right now, still early in the season, but always fun when we get a good matchup between two local teams. That was the case this week. Coachella Valley and La Quinta clashing on Q Block in an all-local cross-league showdown. For CV, the Arabs, they were hoping to rebound from their loss last week, while LQ looked to back up what was an impressive start to their season. Here we go. Nice uniform clash. CV in the white tops, the yellow helmets. LQ in the maroon tops, navy helmets. Crowd out in full force. Looked like they were going to a beach. I think that was the theme for the fans there. LQ knocking on the door, and they would punch it in. Fumble late, but he already crossed the goal line. Refs awarded the TD. LQ up, but not for long. Aaron Ramirez, first score for the Arabs, punches it in, and then CV would add to their lead. Keon Lenore takes it to the house for a huge play. Camera guy caught it late, but Lenore with a big-time play all the way down the sideline. A lot of yards and a lot of points for the Arabs. Blackhawks would battle back all game, and they would answer here. Another short touchdown for the Blackhawks, 34, but Ramirez and CV would really just run away with this thing. Ramirez, he's got like 1 million touchdowns through the first 3 games. So far, he's been the best running back. Very impressive, and only a sophomore is Ramirez. LQ could just not stop the rush game for CV. You're going to see in the highlights here just a lot of running and a lot of touchdowns as CV would pour it on late. 47-22 the final. Not just Ramirez though, Jacob Mendoza getting in on the fun for the Arabs. Coachella Valley lays it on La Quinta. Arabs bounce back in a big way. Impressive road win over the Blackhawks. We of course got the chance to catch up with the winning team. The Arabs moved to 2-1 on the season.
This was a game, I told all the players that this was going to be a test. Last game to finish out a preseason, we had to play our best football, and we did. Hey, LQ is a good team. We had to play better than them to win this game, to get the win. For all credit to LQ, they're going to have a great season. Happy for these guys, man. They played great. O-line played exceptional. Running back 23, Aaron Ramirez, great game, defense, held it down, a great team win. We'll take it.
Came in with the energy and confident. You know, since the first week of practice, you know, we've been working for it. We just want it. We've seen how much they were talking. We took it as more energy. You know, we came out here, did what we had to do, and yeah, that's the outcome with a W.
It was a good blessing. Shout out, first of all, thank God for bringing me on this field today. Shout out to my team. I love them all. Every single one of them was just a good game, you know? Our mindset going into the game, we're just trying to get them hard, chin check them, that's what we're trying to do.
We are on a journey together, right? As a family, we are on a journey. Hey, this is one stop, and hey, it's a great stop. Feels good, doesn't it? It feels good now.
Palm Springs in the house. We showed up, huh? Yeah, we showed up. We here. We here. Yes, we are. Yeah.
You're watching high school football, the Best Local Sports Show. Woo!
Welcome back to the Best Local Sports Show. Blake Arthur here. Bailey Arredondo has the week off. Now, as I mentioned, most of our teams here in week 3 on the road, and thankfully we have highlights from some of those games. No highlights, no show. We got Palm Springs at Eisenhower. The Indians were supposed to play last Saturday, but their opponent Locke from Los Angeles had to cancel due to COVID. So the Tribe, they came into this week 1-0, looking to stay unbeaten and build some momentum here in the early parts of the season. This was a great game. Actually went into overtime in a wild, wild finish. Started off with some big plays. Ike in the green unis at home with the early interception. Javen Kapler, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes at quarterback for the Indians, but he does here, and the interception would go all the way down for a touchdown, but good news for the Indians. Penalty on the return, so not a touchdown. They would take the points off the board. That's the good news for the Tribe. The bad news is that Ike, they would score on the drive. Eagles take the early lead at home. This was going to be a battle back and forth to the finish. I think Palm Springs knew when they went to play this game that they were in for it, and they would answer. They showed a lot of toughness. Javen Kapler, he is special. Dynamic playmaker, touchdown there. You see that juke? I mean, if that's not a Play of the Week nominee, then I don't know what we're doing here at the Best Local Sports Show. That is J Cap, no cap. He's elite. Defense stepped up too. How about Ryan Smith? Front causing some pressure on the Ike quarterback. Ryan Smith says thank you very much right to him. Put the Tribe in position, led to another Kapler touchdown, looking like Kyler Murray out there. Fakes the run, but he was taking that all the way. Number 10 in white. I said it last year. I still believe it. I think he's the best offensive player in the Desert Empire League, maybe even the entire Valley. When he's healthy, Palm Springs, pretty tough to stop. Braden Hapner defensively making an interception for Palm Springs, but this game ended in wild fashion. Palm Springs was on the goal line to score and win the game, but they fumbled the ball, and Ike recovered and returned it all the way for the game-winning score. What a heartbreaking loss for the Indians on the road. You hate to see that, but good battle from them. Just a miscue late that cost them basically this game. So the Indians 1-1 on the year. All right, another great game here. Palm Desert at Central. Aztecs trying to bounce back after a home loss last week against Dixie from Utah. PD dials up the deep ball. Brady Clemmer chucks it down to the middle of the field. That would set up the first score. Another pass. Clemmer fakes the run, and he hits his man Cameron Tice on the left side of the end zone. Tice keeps his feet in bounds, and well, it'd be the theme in this game. It's Tice again. Get him the rock and let him go to work. Playmaker for the Aztecs, impacts the game on both sides of the football. He finished the game with 3 touchdowns on the night, but this game went to overtime. A lot of OT games here in week 3. Palm Desert would eventually prevail. Dimitri Chester, they call him Chester 2K, right? He wants those 2,000 yards, but he gets maybe the biggest touchdown of the year. PD up 28-20. Central would score, but they would go for 2, and the defense stood them up. Tyrese McNeely, the sack. Aztecs win it in a thriller, 28-26 in overtime. What a game, and what a win for PD on the road as the Aztecs rebound and get to 2-1 on the year. Xavier Prep also on the road against Inland Empire powerhouse Aquinas. Saints and San Bernardino looking to avoid an 0-3 start to their season. Freshman Jalen Malcolm, he scored last week for the Saints at home, and I mean, he's just a 9th grader. He would score again this week. I mean, I don't care what grade, he could play. Put your players on the field. Malcolm with a touchdown, then the defense would have their hands full against the Falcons. Aquinas, CIF champion caliber program. These guys are legit, but the sack there for the Saints, you like to see that. And then Ryder Ruiz late, however, too little, too late. Would not come until the second half. Ryder Ruiz going to punch that in, but Xavier falls on the road. 48-12 the final. Saints are 0-3 to start their season, and it does not get any easier for them. They're in Riverside next week to take on Notre Dame. Wow, a lot of action. Coming up after the break, Desert Mirage welcomes Desert Christian to the East Valley. See if the Rams could keep it rolling after snapping their long losing streak last week. Plus, always a fan favorite, our plays of the week. We picked 3 of the best highlights from this week of our coverage. See which ones made the cut. Stick around. You're watching high school football on the Best Local Sports Show.